好食啊，Uncle。
So Uncle Raymond, how do you think about just maybe adopting like 2 more children?
你願唔願意收留我同 Lindsay 同你一齊煮飯俾我哋食啊？
Every town in Australia has a Chinese restaurant. It's a place for celebration, comfort food, and a sense of community. Whether you love sweet and sour pork or that magical deep-fried ice cream, everyone's got a story to share. Join me, Jennifer Wong, as I spin the Lazy Susan around the country and ask that most important question, chopsticks or fork.
Jen, where we're off to today? We're off to Raymond's at Malua Bay, where they use local produce like honey in their dishes.
That sounds awesome.
I know, right? Let's make a beeline.
With a population of just under 2,000, Malua Bay is a small seaside town situated on the south coast of New South Wales in Yuin Country, about 4 hours' drive south of Sydney. Malua Bay is known for its protected coves and stunning beaches, perfect for divers, fishermen and fisherwomen, and also surfers.
Hey, I was gonna use that.
Jen, you never go surfing.
I always surf the internet.
That is true.
The town is part of the Greater Eurobodalla Shire, which is teeming with local produce like oysters and honey. A former tailor in Hong Kong, Raymond has been working in kitchens since he came to Australia more than 40 years ago. The original Raymond's Chinese restaurant opened in 1989 before moving to Malua Bay Bowling Club in 2008.
How long have you been going to Raymond's, Kim?
Oh, years. One of my big growing up memories was going with our family to Raymond's and enjoying the food together.
And did you used to go to the bowling club to eat at Raymond's? Yeah. What kind of guy is Raymond?
Oh, he's lovely. He's easygoing, I think. I don't know what he's like in the kitchen, but hey.
咁Raymond，你嚟澳洲嚟咗幾耐咧？
我1976年嚟嘅，喺香港嚟。
嚟咗之後，你覺唔覺得有啲咩係比較難習慣，比較有啲難適應呢度嘅生活咧？
咁嚟到澳洲，即係個環境唔同啦，即係你嚟到澳洲呢啲人好 casual，你見冇鬼佬着西裝啊，所以我梗餓死嘅，做裁縫。
啊，咁點算啊？
只有澳洲揾食。只有餐館先可揾得食，冇辦法㗎。你人到咗個環境你要轉㗎嘛，你唔識嘅環境好難生。
咁你嚟到點算啊？突然間要學煮呢啲餸，咁點樣學翻嚟啊？
唔係，我初嚟到時唔係我哋入嚟做，唔係一樣就可以做，我哋咧先去做洗碗、做雜工。咁慢慢就跟上去，你好嘅就有人教你。
So Mum and Dad would always call at about 7 and they'd go, what do you want for dinner? And me and my brother would place our orders and then within...
Like a reverse takeaway.
And then a takeaway box would appear with the doorbell, but Mum and Dad would be gone.
So like a reverse DoorDash. Wow.
It was incredible. It was like, and that was every night. I'd have Caucasian friends and, Mum would let me go stay at their houses one night a week on the weekend and they'd eat dinner at the table. And so civilised, like tablecloth, placemats and knife and fork laid out. And I was like, wow, like what is this?
And what is on a surf person's diet when it comes to Chinese food? What do you guys get?
I normally just eat everything, really. It's so nice, but I normally just get maybe a sweet and sour chicken.
What's your standard order when you go to Raymond's?
Mongolian beef and beef with black bean. I just like beef a lot.
Raymond's also supports fresh local produce, giving its dishes a distinctive local flair.
你覺得點解係重要咧？幫襯本地啲producer。
咁變咗就大家都互相互惠啊嘛，即係希望即係有生意就俾多啲自己嘅人，佢哋又揾即係有生意好做啲咯。
So it's important for businesses to reach out to local producers just to support our industries. That showcases what great produce we actually have. So we're surrounded by 98% state forest and national parks, and then we're fed by the Tasman Sea, so we've got that saltiness that puts the best growing conditions for the oysters.
Down here we have a species called spotted gum. That's a winter flowering tree, so beekeepers will come from all over New South Wales to the south coast with their bees so they can work the spotted gum. It's a very nice honey too, and it's got a slight caramelised flavour.
If you had friends coming from out of town and you were sending them to Raymond's, what would you recommend they definitely have to try?
I would say the honey king prawns.
Combination chow mein.
Combination chow mein.
Combination chow mein for you. And what about you? you?
Honey prawns for me.
Yes, and yourself?
Satay beef.
I like their entrees. He did a really good Peking duck, just incredible.
Oh, nice choice. What about you, Lucas? What do you like?
Chicken.
Do you like chicken nuggets and chips? It's the best, isn't it? I love it too.
But the honey prawns were indeed the real standout on Raymond's menu. From ocean to wok, the juiciness of the locally sourced prawns were the perfect complement to honey from Mogo. You could taste the ocean and the bush in every sweet bite.
你喺香港嗰陣時有冇適應啲檸檬雞啊、蜜糖雞啊啲咁嘅餸？
呢啲一啲都唔識。香港都唔知咩叫冇檸檬雞。
Unlike the battered dishes that Australians love, I grew up with braised and steamed dishes, and Raymond did too.
Raymond，你解釋下呢度有3碟咁靚嘅餸係咩嚟嘅先？
呢碟就係清炒菜心啦。
係。
呢就係牛腩啦。呢個就係冬菇篤肉餅。
冬菇篤肉餅。
Yuk bang is a traditional steamed meat cake loved by Cantonese households all around the world.
你細個嗰陣時有冇食肉餅啊？
有㗎，我屋企我爹哋都有㗎嘛，而且我係中山。佢哋好中意梅菜啊、葱菜啊、豬肉餅啊，所以咧我哋自細都食慣肉餅。
我哋試下你個肉餅
好啊！
好啊！
試呢個餅試。
唔該，你都食喎？
我食飽㗎啦。
你一齊食啦，食一啖啦，好。我分少少。
好鬆嘅，真係唔會好。
係啊，同埋好香啦。雖然係肉多，唔係冬菇多，但係個冬菇味好香啊！好好食啊！好似細路仔食飯咁樣，諗起以前細個食嘢咁樣。
You're very right. It's like the inside of a dumpling.
It is very dumpling-like. Love it. I love dumplings.
For months, Australia has endured the most prolonged and destructive bushfire emergency in memory. The latest fire front stretches from the south coast of New South Wales all the way to eastern Victoria, while an area as big as Belgium has been reduced to ash.
講下燒山火嗰日，12月31號係你哋生意其中一日最忙嘅。
我就朝頭早我6點幾我就翻去備貨啦，到9點鐘啊，即係嗰陣時已經嗰度周圍都即係燒到即係燒緊啦，就唔會諗唔到嚟到呢度。
阿君啲火燒到嚟我哋呢度啦，我哋今日要走啦。你睇下我屋企門口，我哋要走去海灘啊！好大火，好大煙，好危險啊 ！OK， 拜拜。
咁但係佢啲警報啊，同埋佢通知 investors 都話，即係你哋都要盡量都要離開㗎啦咁。咁啊，點知嗰晚啊，我哋就走出去喺嗰個海灘度避咯，因為佢真係好大，真係好大煙，哇！嗰成個天黑晒，好似末日咁。咁後尾夜晚就喺個棚嗰度隔住喺對面海度，喺 Surfside 嗰邊遠啲嘅地方，佢哋鬼佬整啲意大利粉啊，我都食。第一就有啲客人喺棚話：喂 ，Raymond 你間級燒咗啊！我唔係啩，我都唔覺喎咁。我第二朝我翻嚟呢度，已經俾差佬即係嗰啲警察已經封晒路。我話我想去睇下我間，佢話唔可以睇下㗎。我可話俾你聽，100%你間餐館已經燒晒啦。但係始終我都唔忿氣，我都又兜地又扮路行上山，行咗上去。平時我哋行上去就係10分鐘嘅，但係我行咗3到4，我咧半個鐘頭先到嗰度睇下成間餐館燒到乾乾淨淨。
12年前我哋就搬咗嚟 Maruya Bay Bowling Club， 咁啊做咗12年之後咧就一把火燒咗啦。咁最近呢10個月冇做嘢啦，咁我覺得咁休息又幾好喎，又冇壓力啊，又冇 search 啊，幾好啦。但係 Raymond 咧一定要好執着話要再開餐館。咁我身為佢老婆，我都冇辦法啊，都要 support 佢噶，係好唔願意，但係都要 support 佢咯。你做得好辛苦啦，咁希望佢開心啊，佢最開心啊，但係我麻麻地，我覺得好辛苦。但係我哋都好珍惜，因為成日日都開工啦，日日都一齊咯。
10 months on from the devastation of the bushfires, Raymond relaunched like a phoenix with a new look and a new beachfront location.
我好開心咯，見到你咁開心，有間新餐廳。
唔係呢間餐館我而家好開心，因為點解呢間餐館係我仔 design 㗎嘛，咁佢畢咗業佢就識做緊嘢。
I was surprised to see the decor, how fresh and clean and modern it is.
Even though Raymond's now looks more like an Italian cafe than your traditional small-town Chinese restaurant, the food is still the same high standard of quality and quantity as before, filled with local favourites and traditional Aussie Chinese staples.
And when you were little, what did you want to do? Did you want to work in the restaurant when you were an adult?
Absolutely not. But after growing up and understanding how hard they work and the happiness it makes my dad feel, I know how much he's done for everyone around here, how happy he makes everyone feel, and I get that now.
It's really nice to have something like this in such a small, tight-knit community.
We have an aged population in this area and they do lunchtime specials and things. So that gives elderly people the opportunity to go out and have a meal at lunch.
You'd have a game of bowls and then everyone would go in and have lunch.
There's not a great deal around here, so having somewhere so nice to go eat, especially with your family and stuff like that, it's nice to have.
Raymond 37年喺 Batemans Bay 都好好啦 ，everybody love Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
That's it.
咁多年嚟有好多人喺你餐廳度食嘢啦，包括有啲比較出名嘅人，例如成龍嚟過你度食嘢，係咪啊？
係啊，佢食過次啫，因為佢阿爸叫佢嚟嘅，我諗即係如果要我就根本請唔到佢嚟啦，因為我識佢阿爸。即係阿陳伯就話：我帶你個仔嚟見下你啊！咁我係我多謝你啊！咁佢真係得。
Much of the Raymond's revamp can be credited to his daughter Emily, who's back after a 10-year marketing career in Sydney to help establish and run the new outfit.
咁而家 Emily 由 Sydney 搬翻嚟同你哋一齊做嘢，咁你有啲咩感覺咧？
非常之好啊！如果呢間餐館個餐堂咧冇 Emily 喺度幫手咧，哇真係唔知點算。因為而家你又要顧住個酒吧啦，又要顧住個 dining room 啊，尤其是而家新款嗰啲咧，哇 technology 我真係搞唔掂啦。Facebook 啊咁樣去 order 同埋 order 啲餐咧，全部都係用機出嘅。以前我哋36年都係用手寫嘅啫嘛，咁其實我哋呢款咧就 old school 嚟嘅。咁而家新人士嘅新作風咧，啱啊 Emily 啦，非常之多謝佢可以上嚟 Batemans Bay 幫阿 Raymond 咯。如果唔係，我諗我都搞唔掂。
How to run a business is completely so much more challenging than I'd ever felt before. And to be able to be given that opportunity by your family is just amazing. I'm happy to regain that relationship with my mum and dad again and be able to live with them and, finally kind of spend every day that we did when I was a kid now back in my 30s, because I feel like I'd regret it for the rest of my life if I didn't take this opportunity now. I actually don't think I'd ever change what my upbringing was as a child. Riding bikes, rollerblading up and down, or go to the beach and just hang out, and it was a really simple life, and I think looking back now I'm really lucky to have been brought up that way. Made me the person that I am today.
What hopes do you have for Raymond's at Malua Bay now that you're back?
I hope to lift this a little bit further than what Dad could. From a marketing side, I think the rebranding has really given it a really fresh look, and from my brother and myself and my sister, working collectively with Dad to kind of bring more a contemporary modern vibe. And I think there's so much we can do to this place down the track. I'm really excited to work with him.
Raymond's story is about the courage of reinvention. From moving to Australia to picking up a new trade, Raymond is no stranger to starting over. But this time, he's got his kids working by his side, and together the whole family is riding a wave into a bright new future.
Jen, this menu is incredible. It's so big. Where are we going to start?
We can start anywhere you like, but I think we should start here.
Wow. That's amazing.
But it looks like there's one dish here that doesn't belong in the Chinese food repertoire.
What do you mean, Jen? Do you like chicken nuggets and chips? Come on. That's like a staple of Australian Chinese restaurants.
I have never had it before in a Chinese restaurant.
I think it's going to be just as delicious as everything else on this menu.
I can't wait to dip these in sweet and sour sauce.